What is going on, everyone? Happy Saturday, and today's video I'm going to be talking about the Accsoon Cineview Master 4K. Big shout out to Accsoon for sending me this product. Big fan of Accsoon products. I've been using them for a long time now, especially the wireless follow focus, which I've been using for some time now. But in today's video, we're going to be talking about the Master 4K, and then also another thing that kind of completes this entire setup. So let's get into it. So if you guys are new here, my name is Peter DeBuslo. Now in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the Master 4K wireless transmitter and receiver, why I love them, why I've been using the Accsoon Cineview Nano, which I'm currently using right now on my Nikon Z8. Allows me to get my framing perfect, composition, lighting, makes things a lot easier instead of going back and forth. They're like made out of metal. The only thing that I think is plastic is the antennas and probably the knob, which I'm actually thinking it's actually metal as well. Now this has like this tri-band frequency which supports 2.4 gigahertz, 5 gigahertz, and 6 gigahertz frequency, which is going to allow us to get a nice, stable, and constant connection. That brings me to my next topic, which we can actually connect these up to multiple different devices, whether that's an iPhone, iPad, or Android. I think you could do like 3 or 4 iPads or iPhones, and also to a monitor itself. I'm not too sure on the actual number, but you can connect up to multiple different ones, which I find amazing. The Accsoon Cineview Nano, which I think you can only connect to up to a few. I think 2 for sure, because I've never done 3 because I only have an iPhone and an iPad. Now we can connect this through the iPad through the Accsoon C app, I believe it's called, and we can either set it to a 4K or a 1080p quality. Now when we're in 4K, we can select the bit rate, which is kind of cool. Now the cool thing about the app is that we have a lot of functions available. We can import LUTs, we can do de-squeezing in there. Now you can power these transmitters and receivers a few different ways. You can do the volt input, or we can go the NPF way. Now in front of me on my rig right here, which might be a little overkill, but I just decided to dress it up for the sake of this video, we got the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera Original. It's a beast of a camera. I got the K&F matte box, Rokinon Cin DSX lens, a custom cage that I kind of built myself. And then also we have another product that I love from Accsoon, which is their wireless follow focus. And I've been using this for probably 3 to 4 years, ever since it kind of came out. Now, the one thing I love about Accsoon is that their products work straight out of the box. There's no like updating or no firmware that you have to download, at least in my scenario. Now, the one thing that I love about the wireless follow focus is that it's pretty straightforward. You just have to calibrate it. It connects automatically, and you can set A and B points. It works great, very smooth. The only downfall to it is, you know, it's a little bit bulky. We also have like this adapter sliding plate where we can just slide this in right there and it just stays put, or we can just take it off and walk around with it if you have like a first AC doing follow focus. One other topic I want to talk about in this video is a part that I actually bought with my own money, because I feel like this part is just missing with the whole wireless setup, and it actually just makes the whole rig a lot cleaner and smoother, which is going to be this part right here. This is going to be the V-Lock plate, which is made by Accsoon. And the cool thing about this is that it's got constant power going throughout the whole plate itself. Now we can hook this up multiple different ways. Obviously we need our V-mount for our battery. Now the cool thing about this V-Lock plate is that we can actually connect the V-mount right on the back here to cameras that have a built-in V-mount plate, which is going to get power through the pins on the bottom, or we can do like I did with my rig here. We have a dummy V-mount plate and it just slides in. And then also we have the cable for the battery, which is coming out straight from here, going directly into the Master 4K. So now as soon as I unplug this cable here, we have no power. So we have constant power going throughout this entire V-Lock. Now when I take this off, this is what the other side is going to look like. It's very clean. It sandwiches the Master 4K in just like a cleaner setup, so we don't have to have like any magic arms or anything like that. You know, the antennas are somewhat big, but we're also getting that tri-band technology, which is going to allow us to connect up to multiple different iPads or phones and just give us that 2.5 kilometer range, which I think it's 2.5 kilometer range. Don't quote me on that. It's somewhere around 2 to 3 kilometers, which is insane. If you are looking into getting the Master 4K, I would highly recommend trying to take a look at the V-Lock. Now, this I think costed $220 Canadian. Now, how we hook this up is we just slide our V mount on there, and as you can tell, as soon as I slide that on there, we have power going through the Master 4K. Now, one thing I noticed about the Master 4K is that it does take some time to turn on and obviously turn off as well. That's the only thing that I found to be a downfall to the Master 4K, is that the time it takes to turn on and turn off. As you can tell, actually still hasn't turned on yet. Now, one thing that I like about the Master 4K is that we have the ability to either use a 4K or 1080p signal on the app. Now, when we are in 1080p, we have 25 millisecond delay, which is insane. Now, when we are in 4K, we have a 35 millisecond delay, which I still think is like totally fine and great, especially, you know, if you're running around pulling focus, it's still going to get the job done. These are great. And, you know, for the price, I think these are like $1,200 Canadian or $1,100 Canadian. You know, I don't think there's any other wireless transmitters out there that can do what these do right now on the market. So now, one cool thing I like about these units is that we have a USB-C right on the side there. We can use the USB-C cable that's provided in the box and have this hooked up directly into the Master 4K into our cell phone, and then we can use our cell phone as an onboard monitor, which is kind of cool. And then we can also have that going directly into another feed through a Wi-Fi or another iPad, whatever you want. And then also we can go directly into an actual monitor as well. Now, we do have a few different inputs on here. We have 2 HDMIs, one in, one out, and then we also have an SDI, which is pretty cool for $1,100. I mean, it's pretty insane. And when we don't have anything hooked up, we are going to be getting a signal that says no input, which is pretty cool, especially if you have it in the wrong HDMI. It's going to know that you have no input going out to another monitor. Now, another cool thing about these Master 4Ks is that we have an integration with Frame.io, so we can actually add our footage into Frame.io as we shoot, so then we have people constantly seeing what we're shooting uploaded into the Frame.io cloud. If there's a certain setting or function that I forgot to talk about in this video about the Accsoon Cineview Master 4K wireless transmitter and receiver, please let me know in the comments below, or your experience using them. Other than that, we'll see you guys on the next video.